Oh, right, okay. Oh, hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be an unboxing as I bought some new books. I was kindly gifted some Waterstones vouchers from friends and family for Christmas, so I thought I would treat myself and buy myself some brand new books rather than secondhand. And yeah, so this video is going to be mainly, so it's an unboxing, but they're all books which I plan to read in February, so my February TBR. February, I am going to be strictly reading just from African American authors because it's Black History Month, so I just want to read from African American authors. I did do this back in October as well. It's Black History Month in October in the UK. In the one I did in October, I did a mix of Black, British and African American. So I've just thought for this month and this time when I do it, I'll just strictly do African American, because even though I think I do have a good mixture of African American authors and British authors, I just thought that I'd rather just focus on African American authors. Just got my drink, chamomile tea as usual. Let's get into the parcels. Sorry, as I said, I hope that's not too loud. Got them from Waterstones, so I'm just going to open this little baby one first. I think these came really quick. Like, I think they came in like a day or two, which is just so good. Ah, yes. So this one, God, this is so small. So this one is James Baldwin, Giovanni's Room. I think I heard a YouTuber. Yes. Oh my gosh, I can't remember her name. I've just discovered her. Love her, by the way. I can't remember her name though. I'm going to leave her name or her picture or whatever. Yeah, she's absolutely fabulous. Brilliant. So I'm sure she read this and I was just like, oh my God, this sounds like a bit of me. So I know I'm probably not very educated, but I'd never heard of James Baldwin before. Yeah, I know. Oh, I also heard another lovely YouTuber, Delapo. He was talking about James Baldwin's work as well. So yeah, that's kind of, what enticed me to get this book. So I'll just read the blurb. So it says, David, a young American in 1950s Paris, is waiting for his fiancée to return from vacation in Spain. But when he meets Giovanni, a handsome Italian barman, the two men are drawn into an intense affair. After 3 months, David's fiancée returns and, denying who he is, he rejects Giovanni for a safe future as a married man. It is a decision that will bring tragedy. So this sounds like it's going to be, obviously, it's obviously going to be a story about sexuality and I guess discovering that and just kind of navigating the hard conversations and the hard truths, and especially back in the 1950s, obviously probably back then very frowned upon, which is just horrible. So yeah, I thought I would read this, really short and sweet, but I think it's going to be incredibly impactful. Oh God, the font's very small, but yeah, it's only like 140 pages. I think the cover art is lovely as well, just really classic. And yeah, so I thought I would read that next month. Right, now let's get into the big boy. Oh my God. Oh. Right, so the next book is Letters to Send by Jasmine Ward. I have heard so many things about this book. It's been all over BookTube. Predominantly a lot of booktubers in America have been reading this. I just had to get it. I got the signed edition, which was cheaper. I think it was £9 or £9.49. So yeah, so there it is, signed by the author. This one I know is going to be just so heartbreaking. It's going to be very, very difficult to read, but I've heard such good things about this. If you don't know what it's about, I will read the blurb. Hello, Editor Nicole here. I'm aware that I butchered a lot of the pronunciation in this video. Yeah, I'm editing the video back now and I keep saying Carolinas when it's Carolinas. Yeah, I'm an idiot, just brain fog, and I'm not very quick. Having long COVID, it kind of affects my cognition. So yeah, please bear with me, but I just thought I'd point that out there. So I didn't want to be ignorant, but yeah, anyways, back to the video. So it says, the first weapon I ever held was my mother's hand. On a slave plantation in the Carolinas, Annis has survived in the light of her mother's resilience, comforted by stories of her African warrior grandmother. Everything she knows, she learned from her mother. How to fight, how to be strong, how to grow up in a world shrouded in darkness. When she is sold south by the white enslaver who fathered her, Annis must venture onward through the rich but unforgiving landscapes of the American South alone, from the rice fields of the Carolinas to the slave markets of New Orleans and into the fearsome heart of Louisiana's sugar plantation. Searching for relief in memories of her mother, she opens herself to a world beyond her own, teeming with spirits of earth, water, history, and myth. A reimagining of American slavery as beautifully rendered as it's heart-wrenching, Let Us Descend offers a magnificent portrait of the strength of the human spirit and its ability to emerge from darkness into light. This is a story of beauty, love, rebirth, and reclamation, a masterwork for the ages. Oh, this is going to be a journey. I can tell this is going to make me cry. Yeah, I've heard so many things about Jesmyn Ward. I'd be intrigued to see how I get on with this. I just know that, I don't know if I'm going to be ready to read this. I mean, obviously as a black woman, it's incredibly hard to read these stories, learning and just imagining our history and what we and our ancestors went through all of those years ago. And sometimes it drives me crazy to think that was even real. Do you know what I mean? Like how the world is now. And I mean, you know, there still is inequality, but it's obviously nowhere near as bad as it was. Yeah, I think, like, you know, I've obviously watched a lot of movies with, you know, Black history and slavery and things like that. And it's so painful to watch. And I think as I've gotten older, I do tend to avoid a lot of films like that now because it's just so traumatic to watch. I remember when I was really young and my dad made me and my siblings watch Roots, which is just, that was like, I was quite young when I watched that, and that was like my first encounter of like Black history and things like that, because, you know, we're not taught Black history in school, not really. They kind of briefly touch on like Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks slightly, but all the other hard-ish, like the slavery and all that, they don't touch on that. Yeah, my dad made us sit down and watch us. I was quite young when I watched that. I want to say like 10 maybe, and it was just eye-opening. Like, it kind of, I know it sounds so weird because obviously when you're a kid you don't really know what race is, and even though I knew I was different because I grew up in a white town and I obviously knew had a different colour, but you don't realise like how different you are and how different your history is and where you come from and your culture. And that, watching that kind of made me realise like, oh damn, like I'm really different. But yeah, anyway, I've gone on a tangent. So yeah, so that's Let Us Descend. Just absolutely love the cover, it's beautiful. So yeah, I'm really, really interested to read this. Next we have Kennedy Ryan, Before I Let Go. This one, I think I'd heard a lot about this one. Someone as well recommended Kennedy Ryan to me, and I know this again is going to be another heartbreaking one. It's going to be another deep one. This one is more of a romance book, I think, but I think it might be quite emotional. So I'll just read the blurb. Their love was supposed to last forever, but when life delivered blow after devastating blow, Yasmin and Josiah found that love had its limits. It couldn't save their marriage. Yasmin wasn't prepared for how her life fell apart, but she's finally starting to find joy again. She and Josiah have found a new rhythm, co-parenting their 2 kids and running a thriving business together. Yet, like magnets, they're always drawn back to each other, and now they're beginning to wonder if they're truly ready to let go of everything they once had. One stolen kiss leads to another, and then more. It's hot, it's illicit, it's good, until it starts to hurt again. As old wounds reopen, Yasmin and Josiah wonder if it is too late for them to find forever, or could they be even better the second time around? So this is going to be really interesting. I don't think I've read any books where it obviously starts off in like a marriage and then I'm assuming obviously they break up because it says they're co-parent and then they come back together. This is going to be really, really, really interesting to read. I'm interested to see how she writes that, but I think I've heard this one's like really emotional and it's like broken people. A lot of these books, I think I'm gonna be very broken in February. So if I don't read all of these, I might have to find a little fluffy book as well in between just to kind of reset. my system. And the final book which I bought from Waterstones is Beloved by Toni Morrison. This has been on my TBR for ages. One of my close friends from uni, she has read this. She said that she had to take like breaks through it because it's just really hard read. And I definitely know, like I said, all of these books I've bought are going to be very challenging, and if I can't read them all in the month, then that's fine, because that's a lot of emotion. That's a lot to read. You know, it might get a bit, you know, it might get a bit too much to read that. So if you don't know what this is about, this is the blurb. So it is the mid 1800s, and as slavery looks to be coming to an end, Sethi, sorry if I've got the name wrong, is haunted by the violent trauma it wrought on her former enslaved life at Sweet Home, Kentucky. Her dead baby daughter, whose tombstone bears the single word beloved, returns as a spectre to punish her mother, but also to elicit her love. Told with heart-stopping clarity, melding horror and beauty, Beloved is Toni Morrison's enduring masterpiece. Yeah, this is a classic Toni Morrison. This is my first Toni Morrison book. I have not read from this author before, so I am I'm very intrigued to read this, but I know if it's too much, then I can just take a break. This is my TBR, which I do plan to read. I don't tend to plan what I read, but as I said that I'm only reading African American authors, I thought I would actually make a TBR for once, because I am a bit of a mood reader. I just kind of like to look at my shelves and see what's about. But I thought I would plan and make an actual effort. I do tend to read mainly from Black authors anyway, but I thought I'd make an effort to read more African-American literature and just Black history in general. Like, I feel like I do need to know a bit more about my history, and I think it's really important. And not just me, for everybody as well, if you want to educate yourselves on that. This is when I started to contemplate that I was reading a lot of heavy material for February, so I went over to my shelf to see what else I could read, and I found Megan Goodin's book, and she's also an African-American author. I just picked this up from my bookshelf as well. If I want to have a little bit of a break and I want a bit of I want to break up the intenseness of these books, I do have this one by Megan Goodin. I did go through this in my previous one of my previous videos, if you want to know what it's about. Yes, essentially it's about a woman, I think her mother's disappeared, and it's set in a world where, I think it's like a bit of a dystopian book. It's set in a world where when women turn 30, they have to what have they got to do? Yeah, they have to marry by the age of 30, and if they don't, they forfeit their autonomy, and they have to register to be. They start getting monitored. It's supposed to be perfect for fans for Handmaid's Tale, so that kind of vibe. Yeah, so if I do want a little bit of a break of the reading about like slavery and stuff like that, I can kind of. I'm assuming this isn't going to be that light, but it's just a bit different to read. Oh my God! I've just seen a fox. Oh my God. Oh, scruffy little thing it was. Wow. That kind of caught me by surprise. So yeah, this is my unboxing. Nice and short and sweet. These are the books I do plan to read in February for Black History Month. Who knows, these could be my some of my favourite authors which I've come across. So yeah, because these are all new to me, all these authors. I haven't read any of them. Yeah, I'm going to be kind to myself. I might not get to all of these, but yeah, I just wanted to show you anyway what I was reading. So yeah, I do also encourage you, if you want to, I mean, you don't have to specifically just read Black literature, but if it's new to you, or if you, I don't know, I think it's quite good to make an effort. It's Black History Month for a reason, isn't it? So I think it's really important that we continue to educate ourselves. Anyways, I'm going to head off now and stop rambling on. I hope you guys are all well, and I will speak to you in my next video.